Hello, and this is Theme Park Squib, and this week on this show I will be talking about my visit to Chessington at the weekend and some Thorpe Park Fright Nights news. Halloween is just around the corner. Just a channel update, the Adventure Island vlog from Southend-on-Sea is now online now, so go check it out, and the Chessington World of Adventures vlog will be online after this show is online, so probably Thursday as in tomorrow. Let's get straight into news. This week in news, I will just talk about my visit to Chessington World of Adventures Resort at the weekend. I thought it'll be quiet, it's the end of summer. Summer's officially over now, but Halloween is just around the corner, the best time of the theme park year. But when Chessington, I thought it'd be quiet, it was heaving. But I did loads and I enjoyed the day, even though it was busy, a little hot, really busy, but the queue times at Chessington, do not believe the boards, as I had some good queue times on. Even Dragon's Fury said 80 minutes. I ended up only queuing 30 minutes, which is not even half of what the board said. And Dragon Falls, Tiger Rock said 55 minutes. I ended up queuing half an hour, which is good. Never believed the queue boards. Did Vampire for the first time this season. Front row feels a bit slower this year for some reason, and not as rough. I think the rides have actually got really smooth, especially Colossus as well. They've got smooth, but I don't think I can say that for Saw the Ride and Smiler, as they are still very painful rides. And yeah, I also did the refurbished Black Buccaneer, which has been closed for the rest of the season. Done it for the first time. Mainly the grey supports, and that is a fantastic pirate ship ride, the best one at the Merlin Parks. It's a lot better than Blade and the Jolly Rocker, and it's definitely better than Mr. Monkey's Banana Boat, even though that is quite a historic ride for Thorpe Park, as it's the last remnants of Ranger Country, that attraction, and that's just a kid's pirate ship. Hopefully they never remove that, because that is such a ride that relates to the history of Thorpe. The Rangers, they've all gone now, they've all been phased out, but there's still one statue of Mr. Monkey that you can have your photo with. And I loved in Zombie Hunt how there was a reference to Mr. Rabbit, which was one of the Rangers on the poster saying missing Mr. Rabbit last in his Tropical Travels, which was his old attraction in Ranger Country. Also went down to Wayama Village, dead, saw some very good animals, and went into Lorikeet Lagoon down in Wild Asia. I've never done that walk through before, the animal walk through, with free flying parrots, bit of fish in there as well, which I don't think were meant to be in there, and some pigeon looking at birds. I didn't know what they were, as I'm not an animal type person. I only know the colourful birds are called lorikeet, as the whole attraction is based on them. Also, Thorpe Park Fright Nights and the whole of the Halloween season is just around the corner. Thorpe Park Fright Nights did release a video today showing what mazes will be returning, and it stopped when it was going to announce the new mazes. It's not one new maze, it's mazes, so we're probably going to see 2 new mazes come to Fright Nights this year, but one of them sounds like it's technically a new one, but it's technically not, and I'll get onto that in a minute. So the returning mazes, probably what we predicted earlier in the year. Walking Dead Living Nightmare, the indoor Walking Dead maze, which started as its first year, was at Fright Nights last year, and it did return for May half term as Walking Dead Living Nightmare Extreme, and it opened for a bit of summer while Saw Alive wasn't ready. So that's returning. We knew that because there was a sign out the front that said returns October the 5th. This time, instead of being in the Colossus extension queue like Living Nightmare Extreme, it will be using this old Slammer Ride queue, and it's located in Old Town of the park. Next scare maze returning is Saw Alive. I think we could definitely know this was returning for this year because it was open for the rest of summer. I did do it in summer, really did enjoy it. This attraction is kind of like the classic at Fright Nights, like Terror of the Towers used to be at Alton Towers, as that's sadly been removed for this year. But Saw Alive is their signature attraction. Originally opened in 2010 as a year-round attraction, but in 2013 it opened for the first week of the season, then closed again, and then became a Fright Nights attraction only. Also been confirmed is Platform 15, also located in Old Town. That will be returning for its 3rd Fright Nights this year. Originally opened in 2016 for its 15th year of Fright Nights. Got some bad reviews, but it did get the big top treatment, which totally revamped the maze into one of the best mazes last year at Fright Nights, and it's good that has returned. Also returning is Containment for its 4th season. That is a paid extra attraction. Don't know if it's a paid extra. It's not a maze, it's more of an escape room. That is located in Amity. That originally opened in 2015 along with the Big Top. 2 mazes are missing from that return. Where is Big Top and Walking Dead Sanctum? Walking Dead Sanctum was one of the new mazes for last year, the outdoor maze on Swarm Island for The Walking Dead. That was not a good maze. It was not scary at all. Even though I did it in the day, I heard some bad reviews at night, and that's good that that's not coming back, as they really needed to. That maze looked like it was quite cheap and cheaply done, and only reason why people were going to it was because it had the Walking Dead name slapped onto it. Also, the Big Top's not returning. What? That was my favourite maze at Fright Nights last year. Really good attraction. Originally opened in 2015's Fright Nights, the big new maze. Was located on the beach, but had a bit of a bad year there because of flooding, and it wasn't opening. So it was moved where the location where it was for the last 2 years, over at Lost City, where the shipping containers for My Bloody Valentine were the year before. Now the 2 new mazes. My theories are Blair Witch is returning to Fright Nights but having a new layout due to Platform 15 and Zombie Hunt. I don't think Zombie Hunt will be returning for Fright Nights. I reckon that may return at peak times throughout the main season. I reckon Blair Witch because the pop badge that was found and what's been going on, markings on the floor. That Blair Witch style thing hanging up in the trees, something in a bag hanging up, and these pictures of the Blair Witch, I don't know what to call it, like wooden doll type thing. And I reckon it's not going to go down because of Zombie Hunt and Platform 15. I reckon it's actually going to use the I'm a Celebrity queue line and then go out and then go down, having a bit of extension up to Umber Rapids around the corner. But that's going to be good, that sea returning. Originally it was there from 2013, I think it was. Yes, when it did come as the Blair Witch Project. For 2017, because of the new movie, it became Blair Witch. But then last year, well, I mean 2016, but last year it wasn't at Fright Nights, and it looks like it's coming back. And in the Big Top space, there is probably another maze coming, as it does say mazes. I reckon it'll be another Walking Dead maze. Looking at the videos, it's probably going to be in the shipping containers. There is some markings where the Big Top used to be, shipping container shapes. It'll probably be in the shipping container shapes that have been for Experiment 10, My Bloody Valentine, and then the facade for Sanctum last year. I reckon there'll be a new Walking Dead maze which will follow the same thing as Sanctum, like going down to Terminus, but maybe it will be called something else and will not be an outdoor scare attraction, will be an indoor scare attraction. Let's get into merchandise. This week in merchandise, I will be showing you the merchandise I did pick up at Phantasialand. First we have the Phantasialand map in English. As you can see, I did 4 different languages there: Dutch, French, English, and obviously German. Really good map. Rake on the front there, their family boomerang. Would have preferred if it was Taron, but we did get Rake, which is a fantastic family boomerang coaster. Also, I did get this Phantasialand pin for €2.95. Just the logo there in gold. That is very cheap compared to our pins out here, like $4.50 at Alton Towers, which is ridiculous for just pin badges. Also, I did get this Mystery I Survive Mystery Castle postcard with the old logo on the back there. I got that for 60 cents, which I saw at Mystery Castle doesn't have any merch except this, so I thought let's get it, add it to my merchandise collection. And the main thing I did pick up, other than the Taron t-shirt that I'll show you in a future date, is this Talcon mug. Really did enjoy that top spin at Phantasialand. Really good, really well themed flat ride in Mexico. You got Talcon there, really nice shaped mug. This was €6.50, which is actually really cheap for the shape of mug. Really nice, the logo there, fire around the back and that lovely design around the side. I got this one. I was going to go for a Black Mamba one until I found out it was €2 more and it was like that big. So I thought I'll go for the Talcon one, as it's flat rides don't really usually get merchandise, and it's good to pick up some merchandise from that. That's it for merchandise this week. Let's get into Guess the Ride. This week in Guess the Ride, I will reveal last week's Guess the Ride. That was Rattlesnake at Chessington World of Adventures Resort, the Wild Mouse Coaster, That has a ridiculous height restriction, and that's why it doesn't get a queue, which is kind of good, but if you want to go on it and you're too small, you can't go on it, and I think it's a really good coaster at Chessington. This week's guest ride is a Mack powered coaster that opened in 1983. When it opened, it's here in the UK, it was an indoor coaster. Then, for 1994, it was moved into an outdoor coaster, then was removed completely by a company in 2006, then in 2008 was brought back as a roller coaster. If you know what that roller coaster is, put it down in the comments down below and you'll get a shout out, and if you get it right, you'll get a shout out in next week's shout out section of the show. Let's get into shout out. Let's get straight into the shout outs. First we have a YouTube comment from Cars Channel, thank you for commenting. Next we have a new subscriber from Clifford Davis, thank you for subscribing. Next we have the Twitter likes and retweets from Avalanche Attractions UK, Chris, William, Theme Park Station, Theme Park Guide, Digital Dan, Park Boys, Photo Theme Park UK, Craig Toy and Owen Cornelius. Thank you for liking and retweeting on Twitter. That's it for this week's episode of the show. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe and like this video, guess the ride and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. That's it for this week. The Chessington World of Adventures Resort vlog will be online soon, so I'll see you there. Bye!